Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that can be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today I'm doing that with a dynamic fog puzzle. This one's actually been sitting with me for a while, but I'm not sure why this didn't get through. I think I didn't get done by any of my testers. Until recently or something. I saw this one by PhoenixAki. Actually, it could have been because I've been doing other puzzles by PhoenixAki and I try not to bundle the same set of two close together. It's not a hard and fast rule, but I think every time I looked at this one, there'd been a recent puzzle by PhoenixAki, and therefore it got delayed. But I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try. The tester review that I saw said this was really fun, so looking forward to it. Don't really have anything to call out, so let's just get straight into the puzzle. There'll be a link below to where you can try this puzzle for yourself, of course, like and subscribe if you enjoy what's going on. Let's get straight into the rules. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 need to be placed without repetition. The grid is covered with dynamic fog. So the grid is mostly covered in grey fog. Placing correct digits will progressively clear away the fog, at minimum under that cell, and sometimes in other parts of the grid. So this is what that means is, for example, if I was to place this digit here, it will clear the fog under that digit if it's correct, but it also might reveal fog somewhere else in the grid. So standard fog will reveal the fog from around the digit you place. Dynamic fog, the fog can be cleared from anywhere. We've got black dots, also known as ratio pairs. Digits separated by a black dot must be in a 1 to 2 ratio, or one is either half or double the other digit. Yep. XV. So digits separated by a V sum to 5 and digits separated by an X sum to 10. So these two digits sum to 5. If there was an X separating those two cells or an X on the line between those two cells would have to sum to 10. Can't see any X's, but there will be some. Cages. Cells surrounded in dotted line cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So these will sum to 11. These will sum to 12. I'm not sure if there'll be any situations in here where digits can repeat within cages, but the normal rule of cages is that digits cannot repeat within cages. German whispers. Adjacent digits on a green German whisper line must differ by at least 5. So if there was a green line in this puzzle that looked like that, then these two digits have a difference of at least 5, those two digits have a difference of at least 5, and those two digits have a difference of at least 5. So that's the way that works. Renban. Adjacent digits on a pink Renban line must form a consecutive digit sequence in any order. That's really weird wording, because if it's talking about adjacent digits, it's saying these must be consecutive, these must be consecutive, and these must be consecutive. I don't think that's what it means. What I think it means is on the line, the digits on the line form a because it says in any order. What it means is the digits on the line are a non-repeating set of consecutive digits in any order. Because if it's adjacent digits on a pink Renban line, you're only talking about those are two adjacent cells, those are two adjacent, and those are two adjacent. And it would mean that those had to be consecutive, those would have to be consecutive, those would have to be consecutive. That's not how Renban works. Renban is that the digits on the line, if you were to take them off and sort them, would be a run of consecutive digits without repeats. So that's weird wording of Renban. In this puzzle, neither German whisper or Renban lines leave the box they are discovered in. So, for example, if we were to discover a Renban line that does this, we know it couldn't go into this box, okay? Quadruples. So quadruples are circles that will appear on the intersection of 4 cells, and they will contain digits. The digits contained in those circles must appear somewhere in the 4 cells that it touches. That's how quadruples work. They're all standard rules, except for the fact that the German whispers and the Renbans can't leave the box. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we know these are from 1, 2, 3, and 4 because you can't make 5 with a digit using 5 or higher, or the other side would have to be 0 or lower. Now we know a black dot must contain a digit from 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it's even double. Because 1 would double to 2. This can't be 1 doubling to 2 because that would leave this as 3, 4. 2 doubling to 4 doesn't work either. So this is either 3, 6 or 4, 8. Because if it was 2 doubling to 4, that would leave this as 1 and 3, and the V would be a 5, not a, would be summed to 4, not 5. So this is from 3, 6 or 4, 8. But if this is 3, 6, then this could be 1, 4. And if this is 4, 8, this could be 2, 3. I don't see how that resolves anything. Is it where do these two digits, which have to sum to 12, go in this cage? Because how could you do 12? You could do 9, 3. Now you can't put 9 on a black dot because its ratios would be 4.5 or 18. It doesn't work. You could do 8, 4. You can't do 7, 5 at all. So they're the only possibilities because 7 or 5 can't live on a black dot. Because 7 doesn't, if you halve 7 or 5, you end up with a fraction. And if you double them, you end up with a digit over 10. So if this is 9, 4, this becomes 9, 2. So if this is 9, 3, this is 6. This is 9, 3, this is 6. This is 4, 8. This is 9, 2. And that's broken. Yeah, this can't be 9, 3. If this is 9, this is 3. This is 6, so this is 4, 8. If this is 4, 8, this is 2, 3. But with 9, 3 here, this has to be 9, 2, but we've just proved that this has to be 2, 3 because this, the 3, 6 means this is 4, 8. This is 2, 3, so I can't do 9, 2 in the 11 cage. This can't be 9, 3. This is 4, 8. So 4 and 8 are up here. Now 4, 8 means that this is from 2, 4, 8, and there must be a 4 on here. Because if this is a 4, it's a 4, and if this is an 8, that's a 4. So this is the 8, this is the 4, and this is the 2. That's cool. That's a V, I believe, which means that's another 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will have the same restriction. Ooh, my selection's not working green. This is from 3, 6, 4, 8. So how does the 14 work? 4 and 8 are both up here. Now, if this... Can I lock that in? Not sure. 9, 5 would work. 8, 6 doesn't work because it leaves no fill there. So this is 9, 5. Because 8, 6 would leave this as 3, 4, and 3, 4 are not in the right relationship. I think I need to figure out what I'm doing here. If this is 8, 3, this is 1, 4. And this has no fill. If I put 8 in the cage, it's 8, 3 to get to 11. So if I put 8 has to go in here somewhere because I can't put it down here. If this is 8, 3, this is 1, 4. And this can't be either. I've used a 4 here and a 3 here, and this has no fill. This would be 6, 8 and be broken. So 8 is not in the cage. So this is 4, 8, which means this is 2, 3. And now I can look at this. It can't be 9, 2. It can't be 8, 3. It can't be 7, 4. This is 5, 6. And the 5, 6 is looking up, making that 9 and that 5. These are 1, 7, and 9. And there's no 9 there. 5 is down here. Well, this is from 1, 2, 3, 4. It's another V clue. But this has to be the other half of an X. So if this is a 1, this is a 9. 2 makes 8, 3 makes 7, and 4 makes 6. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. But I've got the same issue down here. It's a V with a black dot. So this has to be from 3, 6, or 4, 8. Is that it? And there's a 7 in one of those. 5 is down here. These must be high. Okay, there's 2 low digits here, and there is a low digit on this. Now, one of the things about a German whisper line, in fact, I could do better than that. I can just write a 5 straight in there. That's a 5. And the reason I know that's a 5 is you can never put a 5 onto a German whisper line. And this German whisper line goes into, selecting the right color, into that box there and into that box there. If I was to put a 5 on a German whisper line, how would I get the 5 difference? Well, I'd have to add 5 or more or subtract 5 or more. And if I add 5 or more, I'm at 10 or higher. And if I subtract 5 or more, I'm at 0 or lower. It doesn't work. So I can't put 5 into any of those. I can't put 5 onto a black dot, and I can't put 5 onto a line. So this is a 5. That makes this an X clue. But I can do more down here, because one of the things about a German whisper line is you are always alternating high, low, high, low. Because if I was to look at this, if I was to try and put 2 low numbers together, or 2 low numbers on the line, then the maximum difference is 3. So you can't put 2 low numbers next to each other, or 2 digits below 5, and you can't put 2 digits above 5 next to each other either. The maximum difference is 3. So you're always going to alternate high, low, high, low. So these are the same, either above 5 or below 5. But those are both below 5, and there's one digit below 5 there. So because of that, I've already used 3 below 5 digits. So if I made both of those below 5, I'd have 5 digits below 5, and there aren't. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, this can't be a 4, because if this was a 4, both of those would need to be 9, because 4 plus 5 is 9, and I'd need to be at least 9. But I'm not sure about the rest. Let's look at this X, which has to either be 1, 9, it can't be 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. It's probably more here. If this is 4, 8, this is 2, 3, and that's a 1. If this is 3, 6, this is 1, 4, and that's a 2. So this can never be 3. This is always 1 or 2. If this is 3, 6, this is 1, 4, and I've used 1, 4, and 3, and this is a 2. If this is 4, 8, then this can't be 1, 4, so I've got 2, 3, and 4, and this is a 1. This is always a 1 or a 2. Yeah, it's the other half of the V from that. So there's a V clue here and the 3, 4 there. The other half of the V goes there. But 1 and 2 are the least restrictive digits to put here. So I'm not sure what to do with that. I can see that 2 is down here. Oh, 8 and 8. Where's 8 in this box? It can't be on this X because no 2 is available. That's an 8, which takes 4, 8 off this, which means this is 3, 6. Taking 2, 3 off this, this is 1, 4, meaning that's the 2. Now, 2 means that these can't be 6. Well, they couldn't be anyway because the 3, 6 there. There's no 6 here, which means if this was 7 or 8, this would have to be 2 or 3. So this is 9, 1, 4. That's very cool. And these are 7 and 8, which can go next to the 2. The 1 takes 1 out of there, which takes 9 out of there. The 4, well, 3 and 4 both come out of there. So this can't be 1 or 2 because these have to sum to 5. Can I get more than that? There is a cage here, but I don't know what it's doing. Now, this line stops, I think, with that. There is a black dot here. And there's a V here, which is another 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of hard to see, but that does look like the bottom of a V. Now, this black dot, 1, 2 would have to go 1, 2 because... And it couldn't be a 1, 2 because that would break this V. Again, this is a black dot and a V which see each other. So using the same logic as here, this is 3, 6 or 4, 8 and it can't be 4, 8. So this is 3, 6, which means these isn't 2, 3. This is 1, 4, which puts 4 in one of those two. I can also say, because of this 7 quadruple, 7 is in one of those 3, because 7 is in one of those 4 cells. So I can never put 7 there, and none of those are 7. So 7 is in one of those 3. That's 3 and 6 in those. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. Don't know what that cage is. 4 is on this. 4 and 4 puts 4 on this X. It's the same as before. So this isn't 1, 9. This is 4, 6, which means this is 5 and this is 6. 5 is in one of those two. Okay. So 5 is in one of those. 6 is not there or there. The 3, 6 is saying no 6 there, and the 4, 6 is saying no 6 there. So 6 is in one of those two, which puts 6 up here. Maybe it's these digits I should look at. 2, 5, 7, and 9. So this is 2 or 7 only, because it can't be 5 or 9. This can't be 2, 5. This is 7 or 9. This is 5, 7, or 9. Where's 2 in this column? Can't put 2 there because of that 2. Can't put 2 in there because of that. That's the 2. Which means this is 1, 4. Which means this is 6, 4. There's no 4, 8 on this. This is 3, 6. And these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 go into those. There's another V here. That was unexpected. That's another 1, 2, 3, 4, which I can't see how to resolve, actually. I mean, I suspect it's not going to be 1, 4, because then I wouldn't be sure. Then this, I think, would be a deadly pattern, and you could put the 1, 4s in either direction, although there might be something in this box. Like if there was a Renban that did that, that might resolve it. Like it could go 4, 5, 6, 7 or something that might resolve this. So I can't rely on that. This is from 5, 7, or 9 to complete the column. And it's not 7 because 7 is over here. Yeah, you see there's a 4 in here, but I'd already proved 4 was in here. And I've already proved 1 is in here as well, because 1 can't be in any of those, and the 1, 4 is saying 1's not in any of those. So the 1 in here is also proven. That's just backing up stuff I already knew. But this, we've got another V and black dot relationship. So it has to be 3, 6, 4, 8, and it can't be 3, 6. So this is 4, 8, which does remove the 1, 4 from here, proving it's 2, 3. But the 4, 8, so these 1 and 7 now, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. This is 1 or 7, and it's not 1. This is 7, this is 1, taking 1 out of both of those, and I can remove the 7 pencil marks from there. Okay. Yeah, 7 is in one of those two, but I'm not seeing which. What's actually, no, this triple is going to do it. Because I know what those 3 digits are. They're 1, 7, 9 in order to complete this row. With 1 being in one of those two, which is fine, but that means this can't be a 7, 9. That's a 5, making that the 9, making that the 7, and this is actually a 1, 9 pair. That's nice. And these are 3 and 6, and I know the order. The 6 makes that the 3 and that the 6. I could have done that earlier. I just missed it. Or I was just looking at other stuff. Like, it's not as if I was sitting at the grid going, oh my God, what do I do? No, I just hadn't got to it yet. So 1, 7, and 9 in there. There's no 1 in either of those, so that's the 1. These, I'm not seeing how to resolve the 7, 9. It might be there, but I'm not seeing it. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 2, 3, 5 in there. There's no 2 there. No, not all of them. My selection's not working again. No 2 there. There's no 5 there. Not sure about that one. Okay. Can I get anything more? I'm not sure what's happening with this Renban. Actually, this is where I should possibly be looking. Can't be 1, can be 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, could be 5, could be 6, can't be 7, could be 8. So these are only from 2, 5, 6, 8. Can't be 6, 3 is here. These are only from 2, 5, 8. 2 is not there. That hasn't helped as much as I'd hoped. 2 is in one of those, but I haven't proven that 2 can't be in there. Okay. Now, this is a Renban line. Oh, no. 2, 3 means that this is the 6 and this is the 3, which makes that the 2, taking 2 out of there. And these digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are 6, 7, and 8. And there must be a 6 in those. Okay, so these are, well, I can't put 1 in any of those, because if I put 1 on a Renban, I'd need to put a 2 with it, and the 2's not available, because this line isn't going into that cell, because it's not going in, and it can't go through there, and that's not going into that cell. So the 1 is in one of those 2, putting the 1 in one of those 2. So what can go on this? It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't be a 4, because to put 4 on the line, I'd need a 3 or a 5, and that can't hook up with any of those. So this is a 1, 4, and this is 7, 8. And that line must stop there, because it can't connect with any of this. And this is the 4, and this is the 8. And this is only known because the Renban couldn't leave the box. If the Renban could leave the box, I possibly could have hooked up through here and got more digits to play with, but it can't do it because it can't leave the box. How am I going to resolve those? There's going to have to be something here to resolve it. I'm actually quite worried about this. 8 is down here. Hang on, no. 8 is here. What am I talking about? The 7 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 7. Yeah, this worries me a little. This cage is probably going to have to go into there. Two is in one of those 2. Because of the 2's looking up. 5 in this box. Oh, the 3, 6 makes that the 5 and that the 3. And that does put 5 in one of those 2. So this is 2, 7, 9. It's the only things that aren't placed in this column. And it must have a 2. Ah, there's a 5 on that quadruple now. So something cleared the fog down here, which means none of those are 5. So that's the 8 and that's the 2. The 8 looks up making that the 7 and that the 8. So there's a 3 in one of those 2 because I need to put a 3. I need to put a 5 in. Not sure. Need to put a 6. This is a 3, 6 pair. So 1, 2, these are 5 and 9, which means this is the 1 and this is the 9. And I know what these are now, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7. These are 4 and 7. And these are therefore 1 and 5. And the 5 is looking across, making that the 1 and that the 5, which means this isn't the 1, this is the 1. Now that cleared, oh, I'm really worried now. So these sum to 13. So if there was an 8 in here, it'd need a 5 and it doesn't have it. So it has to be 6, 7, which looks down, making that the 8, that the 7, and that's the extent of the German whisper line. So you uncolour it because you want to keep your grid as uncluttered as possible. That makes that the 9 and that the 7. Which takes 7 out of those. That's a 2, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 5, 8. How is this all going to resolve? I'm actually quite confused. The 7 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 7, which makes that the 8 and that the 4. There's a black dot there. That's how it's done it. 7 cannot be in a black dot relationship with anything and is definitely not in a black dot relationship with 1 or 4. So that's the 8, that's the 7. And then 8 isn't in a 2-to-1 ratio with 1, but it is with 4. There's the 4, there's the 1, meaning this is the 1, this is the 4. The 8 makes that the 5 and that the 8. The 5 looks back making that the 9 and that the 5, which looks back making that the 2 and that the 9, looking back making that the 3 and that the 2, looking across making that the 6 and that the 3, looking back making that the 7 and that the 6. The something else. This is 3 or 6 for the row, and there's a 6 looking down. So that's the 3, making that the 5. That makes that the 6 and that the 3, which looks across making that the 6 and that the 3. And then there's the 3 looks up making that the 2 and that the 3. In here I need to put a 2, which I cannot put there because of that 2, or there because of that 2. So that's the 2. These are 6 and 9, and I'll use that 9 to make that the 6 and that the 9, and that is the solution. I designed this puzzle to demonstrate the seemingly inconsequential impact of having black dots which see a V, which I came across while solving another puzzle. Hope you enjoyed. Wow, 2,000 solves. I looked and did not see this on another channel, but 2,000 solves is great. This is the sort of thing that I often do as a creator as well. If I see an interesting relationship between a couple of constraints, I will often try and make some puzzles using that idea. There's been... in one of the early puzzles we did in Skunkworks was one called Downward Spiral, where we saw a really interesting relationship between some Renban lines and ratio dots, and we made an entire puzzle on it. And that puzzle taught a lot of people a few tricks. You can look that one up. There's a few videos featuring Downward Spiral on several different channels. But how to dot your V's is really fun. And now I understand the title, How to Dot Your V's, because it's the relationship between the V clue and the ratio dot, which I didn't know. And now hopefully I will remember. That's very cool. I like it. Thank you, PhoenixAki. I really appreciated this one. I love your puzzles. Great fun. Hope you enjoyed this one too. And as always, good luck with your solving.